I am an eternal optimist. So please, God, don't tell me that you're an eternal pessimist.
I like to say I'm a realist.
Oh, great. We're going to go along great. This is going to be great.
This is Inside Wisconsin Sports with Trevor and Josh.
Crowd is here about football.
With the 23rd pick in the 2025 NFL Draft, the 13-time world champion Green Bay Packers, for the first time since 2002, draft a wide receiver, Matthew Golden, wide receiver of Texas.
Comes down to their final out. Carson Kelly, grounded to short. Ortiz makes the play. Ball game over. The Brewers will play for the pennant.
His Goff's being chased by Parsons. Look out. He's got him. His first sack as a Green Bay Packer. Number one for number one.
Well, there's the goosebumps to start your Wednesday and New Year's Eve. Some of the most epic moments in Wisconsin sports history happened in 2025. What's up, Wisconsin? Welcome in Inside Wisconsin Sports. Trevor Thomas, Josh Albrecht.
Hi.
Live from the Wisconsin Sports Radio Network studios, powered by the Potawatomi Sportsbook, live on YouTube and Twitter as well. Search at WI Sports Radio. Nice job on that montage, Josh.
Thank you, sir.
Chills, and more chills. And that's exactly what we're going to do today is recap 2025, amongst other things that made news yesterday here in the state of Wisconsin in regard to sports. But those are some epic moments. And I love these days because we get to remember how good we have it.
Yeah.
I understand the pain of the injuries and the things that happened in the NLCS and where we're at the end of the Packers season, and Marquette's terrible. It's easy.
No way around that.
Right. It's easy to sit in the suck. But dude, what a year.
It's just a crazy year too. I don't know if you do this. I take a lot of photos. And I went back to Jan 1 and I just started scrolling and looking at everything. And that's just my personal moments of seeing, the baby and where he's at now in a year. And I'm going, oh my gosh, I completely forgot when we did that. And cool. Oh, how awesome was that? That was fantastic. So much happened in 2025.
I'm scrolling back right now to the first picture I took in 2025. I have no idea if I can tweet this or not, but if I can, I will. Oh, we were in Washington, D.C. No, we weren't. We were here. I'll find it. I'll find it.
But to my point, it's like you don't even, in 365 days, you don't even remember all of the things that you did. So many different things happened, and that's in your personal life. Then you take a step back and you look even further at all the things that happened in Wisconsin sports in 2025, and you go, oh man, that was great. Oh, I forgot about how great that was. It just keeps going and going and going.
Do screenshots count?
Yeah.
Or do they so the first thing I did is a screenshot. I screenshot my retirement account to see how it was going to grow for this year. I'm glad I remembered that because I actually really want to look at that. Nice. Not that I'm that old, but, watching it. Yep. What a year. I can't wait to get after it. We're going to do a lot of that today. Remembering the best moments of 2025, talking about the moments that you would like to relive in 2025 sports. And we'll talk just for a minute, and I have questions about some of the most disappointing moments as a Wisconsin fan of sports here in 2025. But first, let's play catch-up. Packers, Brewers, Badgers, Bucks, other Packers. 2 words for you. Trevon Diggs. Here's Micah Parsons on how he feels about Trevon Diggs. This is how he introduced him on his podcast.
I'm bringing back my brother, there is no 11 without the 7. 7-11 duos back on the pod. It's time to bring him back onto the app. I think he's the best lockdown corner. He travels everywhere. He does what he do best. We're bringing back Trevon Diggs. Welcome in, Trevon.
I think he's the best lockdown corner is what I heard Micah Parsons say.
Yep. Now, the reason why Trevon Diggs is in the news in case you're living under a rock, is that the Cowboys cut him loose yesterday. And it had Packer fans everywhere going, ooh, 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 ooh. Pick me.
Yes, please.
Pick me. Pick me.
Yeah. Did you see what happened, though, and why they released him? I read this yesterday from Jordan Schultz. It's at Schultz_report. Here's what he said. My understanding of the Trayvon Diggs situation is this. And listen, they've had some stuff.
Mm-hmm.
He goes on to say, after the Cowboys finished their Christmas game versus the Commanders, Diggs requested with head coach Brian Schottenheimer to stay in Washington for the holiday since he's from the area and his family stays there. Players often ask for and are usually granted additional family time during the holidays if the schedule makes sense, and Dallas played Thursday in Washington. Schotty denied the request. Diggs again said he wanted to be with his family and that he went back to Dallas. He'd just be on the flight right back there, the first flight out the next morning, especially with players having several days off. The team vehemently denied his request again, and then today, or yesterday, the team released him. Diggs is healthy and ready to join a new team for the playoffs. So what does that look like for the Green Bay Packers? Well, first things first, how much is this going to cost?
Right.
We would be on the hook for $472,000, which is what he's doing his base salary for week 18. If he was active this week, another $58,000 plus would be added to the bill. Okay. So that's the question. If the Packers land him off of waivers, if this is a thing, is that worth the fee in rental for the playoffs? I think so.
It's a question. I took a step back further to say, does Trayvon Diggs being on the team change opinions on what this team can be in the playoffs?
Boy, it sure feels that way almost instantly, doesn't it?
Because I'll tell you, I definitely want him on the team going forward. I want him on the team for what I'm hoping the team could be next season. But I don't think we're a cornerback away from turning everything around with all these injuries in 2025.
This year, maybe not, but it certainly helps. Next year, if we can keep him,
right,
everything changes. Now, he signed a 4-year gazillion-dollar deal with the Dallas Cowboys. The good news about that is that there's no guaranteed money left in his contract. So we would be able to rework whatever we need to rework if indeed he wanted to be here in Green Bay. And why would he want to be here in Green Bay? Because he is best friends with Micah Parsons.
Yeah, it's his bestie.
It's literally his bestie. I went back and looked. Yep, indeed. He switched jerseys with Micah Parsons when the Packers played at Dallas. I remember talking about that, saying, I love that part of the game, watching the guys interact. And I specifically watched Micah Parsons. Sure enough, Micah Parsons and Trayvon Diggs traded jerseys. There's all sorts of video of Diggs walking back into the locker room with Parsons' jersey. I find it hilarious. I went and read what Parsons wrote on his jersey to Trayvon Diggs. Love you forever, 7. And then he quoted a Bible verse, Romans 6:28. Doesn't exist. There's no such thing as Romans 6:20. I think he meant Romans 8:28, but whoopsies.
Yeah, either way. The big thing is that it's people got to remember, the Micah Parsons coming to Green Bay was such a big deal because the Packers aren't always the team that gets the guy, right? We spend way too many seasons hearing the Packers are part of the conversations. They're in on the conversation, but rarely does it come home. There's a lot that still would need to happen for the Packers to even have an opportunity to pay Trayvon Diggs.
Less than you think.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead.
The 24-hour window is open for what is the waiver wire in the NFL. I went and refreshed what that meant.
Yeah.
So what is the waiver wire? I know what it is, but how does it work? Like, give me the rules. So 24 hours to submit a claim. After week 3, the order of teams that are eligible resets to the current inverse order of the standings, meaning worst record first and then weekly updates. Well, at this point in the season, who would want Trayvon Diggs for the last week and the playoffs? Teams that are eligible for the playoffs. working backwards, meaning if this team wanted him, here's the least likely to the Packers. Seahawks, number 32. They're not getting him. Broncos, Patriots, Jaguars, Niners, Rams, Texans, Bills, Eagles, Bears, Chargers, then the Packers. Okay. But there's one team ahead of the Packers that is potentially playoff bound that could use Trevon Diggs, and it's the Pittsburgh Steelers.
Yeah.
That's it. If they don't want him and we do, we get him.
Okay. I still would be very surprised if, one, he gets there, and two, if he does, that the Packers bite.
How come?
I'm call it history. Call it just, I can't get over what the decision process has been my entire life as a Packers fan. Remember when we heard the J.J. Watt story? And he said, I just wanted an offer. I would have played for less. And we only heard his side of the story on all of that, of course.
And we only ever will.
Correct. But I'm just way too used to going, man, wouldn't that be a great story? Wouldn't it be great if he came and played for my team? Mm-hmm. And it doesn't come to fruition. And so I got a really hard time believing that at this point in the season, with where this team is, that Goody and the Packers take a chance to do this, unless it's something to where they talk about, hey, we're not just bringing you in to try to save this season. We're looking forward to next season too. And they're already working on restructuring, and it's a sign and, extend type situation.
Might we say that the Packers for this season are not done yet?
Well, that's true. They are not.
The Nicolay Law Fan Talking text line, 414-677-1250. What do you think? Do we go get Trevon Diggs? And I understand the conversation was aplenty yesterday when this news broke. But here we are, bright and early in the morning, going, all right, I think today might be the day it might get announced, maybe tomorrow. What do you think? There's 2 texts already.
Yeah.
The 920, it ain't my money or your money. I don't care if they got to pay him $20 million. Get him here.
Yeah. Which that's easy for us to say, right? It's not our money, but the person who's making the decision, right? It's their money. They're in charge of it.
They're in charge of the money for sure.
Correct.
Here's another one.
So it just needs to make sense.
I guarantee you the Packers put in a claim on him. Guarantee it. If the Packers put a claim on him, the only team that can get him before us that would put a claim that would make any sense. There's other teams. Clearly there's other teams. There's a whole list of other teams that aren't going to be in the playoffs.
Right. So to my point of, I think that if the Packers put a claim in, it's to do more than just a season. Do you think any team that's not in the playoffs this year put a claim in to try to, does it make any sense for a team to put a claim in knowing they're not even going to use him just be able to try to do some type of sign, extend? I don't know enough of the inner workings of the deals of how that all works. Does that even make sense? Is there any advantage to trying to get him long-term if you get him now? I don't know.
I don't think that long-term is a guarantee. I think it's more of are we renting him now for the last game of the season and the playoffs? That decision, if a team that wasn't going to make the playoffs would choose to put in a claim on him, would be a $500,000 FU.
Right.
To the teams in the playoffs. Hey, it ain't my money.
Yeah, and who I'm just trying to think about, like, what that even makes sense for a team to do. Like, I don't. Yeah. Talk about a waste of money.
Oh my God, waste of money, and dare I say, a horrible investment.
Right.
We'll see. It'll play out in the next day or two. That's the one thing I don't know. Once the 24-hour period is over, which I think happens this afternoon, how quickly do they award the team the claim? And then how quickly does that make it into our world?
Right. That's another great point.
Probably tomorrow, if I'm a betting man. Or, let's be honest, probably in the middle of my New Year's Eve dinner. And now I'm like, great. Now I got to work. Sweet.
The second that it's inconvenient that's what they'd be waiting for.
Pretty much.
Is Trevor busy? Not right now. All right. Wait. Not yet.
Stupid.
What about now? Oh, now he's very busy. Send.
Exactly. I hate that. Part of the gig. The Brewers yesterday put out an exquisite year indeed recap of their season. Go check it out at Brewers on Twitter. Badgers beat Milwaukee last night.
Yep.
Josh and I had a wager with no wager, just, hey, I'll take the Badgers, you take the Panthers. The over-under was 20.5.
Yep.
Meaning Josh picked Milwaukee to cover 20.5. And I said, well, I guess I'll take the Badgers.
Mm-hmm.
How does Vegas do
They're
this?
so good.
I don't get it.
It is stupid.
Badgers,
I mean, it's not even like all the big games. Like, how do you analyze this to be that perfect?
I need that algorithm. I need that, whatever the statistical map. This is dumb. This is completely stupid. Last night, the Badgers scored 80. The Panthers scored 60, which by 1/2 of
hook.
1 point.
It's the hook.
It's ridiculous.
If you're a conspiracy theorist, the amount of times that we laugh off how perfect Vegas gets the odds, it should be proof to us. Yeah, we're living in a simulation.
Yep, it's a matrix.
Whoever's controlling things in Vegas, they're the ones that created all this. Period.
So rich, so much money.
Nuts. 20.5.
But then
the Badgers win by 20.
Yeah, they'll lay out a line though that isn't even close one day. Well, whoops.
Well, that's to keep you off the trail. That's to make you not get too suspicious.
My kneecaps keep me off the trail.
Sure.
Well, my kneecaps busted. Bucks play tonight, Fiserv against the Wizards. Tip-off, 7 p.m. Anything else in the world of sports? Marquette lost again last night. So Seton Hall's a good team. They're 11-2. Marquette is now 5-8. They lost 79-73. I think that's encouraging. I'm looking for moral victories now.
Yeah, you can say that. I think that it was honestly just that close because it was a Big East, more of a rivalry matchup, and that's what I'm going with. Also, wasn't that at home? Yeah. So I think there were a lot of factors that kept it that close. I think that if that was just a different team, they get blown out.
That floor that they play on at the Fiserv that has the blue, the yellow, and the light blue on the court, phenomenal floor. Hurts my eyeballs.
Yeah, the colored courts are becoming too much. I'm okay with hardwood.
Same. I have an update on my fish situation.
Oh my God! Please tell me he's still alive.
Okay, so I have good news and bad news.
Oh
Which
my God!
Good news first. Good news first.
Okay.
He's still alive.
Okay.
So in case you missed this earlier this week, my wife and I landed the most amazing / ridiculous white elephant gift ever over the holiday weekend. We got 2 goldfish. It was fish and chips. Here's 2 goldfish and a bag of chips.
Yeah.
Fish and chips.
Hell of a white elephant gift.
To which I say, well, challenge accepted. I will keep these guys alive as long as I can. So we order a tank now. So we have a tank. The good news is that Butthead, my son named him Beavis and Butthead.
Brilliant.
Butthead is still alive. He's doing great. He loves his new home. I forgot to feed him this morning. Just remember that. Hopefully, it's okay. It's okay. We fed him before.
We're going to start
here's the bad.
I need to talk to Vegas about the odds on the life of this fish.
Here's the bad news, man. We did a little research, and then we did some recon. We had a buddy of mine, our next door neighbor, Brendan, fish sit. He came over to the house while we were out of town and fed him on Saturday night and then once on Sunday morning.
Yeah.
Both times, he said Butthead was chasing Beavis around the fish bowl. Dude, we have a murderer fish.
Well, so you just can't put him in a tank with any other fish.
Well, we're going to try it again because we think he murdered Beavis. So what we're going to do
is they're both goldfish?
Yeah, but one was a goldfish, and this dude, Butthead's like the big buggy eyes goldfish. Dark.
Yeah. I don't know if they're different or I don't know that much.
Well, we did
fish.
a little research last night, and it's plausible to say that Butthead wasn't having Beavis, and they got into it, and Beavis lost. So we're going to go back to the store and buy another goldfish.
That's incredible.
We're going to name him B2, as in bomber, the B2 bomber.
Okay.
Beavis 2, B2, the B2 bomber. If he ends up dead,
then you know.
Then It is a jury of your peers, butthead, in your future.
Yep.
Absolutely crazy.
Lock them up.
New fish tank.
The amount of money that you're already investing in this white elephant gift. It's so brilliant. I kind of want to do it to someone else and see what they do.
100%. I will. That's my goal with this fish, is to keep him alive until this gift exchange next year, and then put him back in a bag and put him in a bag with fish and chips. And I hope he's 4 times the size he is now.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
Also, no way would he think he's a goldfish.
Challenge accepted.
Okay.
Should probably remember to feed him.
Yeah, that'll help.
All right, I have questions is next. Get yours in now. What are the most disappointing moments as a Wisconsin sports fan in 2025? This is the realist portion of the show. The rest
I would say it's more pessimistic than realistic.
I don't know the difference, frankly.
Yeah. Yeah. We're going to work on that in 2026.
Right. I doubt it. Don't give me reasons to be pessimistic or even realist. I love my little world of not normal, not real.
Happy bubble. Trevor lives in a happy bubble.
I do. The morning mind dump, there's my happy bubble. The top Wisconsin sports moments of 2025. Plus, if you could relive a sports moment in 2025 here in Wisconsin, what would it be? We'll share ours. We hope you share yours. Doug Gottlieb joins us at 8 o'clock. Huge game against UW Milwaukee in Green Bay on Monday. Plus, it's a Would You Rather Wednesday. We're jam-packed. We are glad you are here with us inside Wisconsin Sports with Trevor and Josh, live from the Wisconsin Sports Radio Network studios, powered by the Potawatomi Sportsbook. Welcome back, Wisconsin, Inside Wisconsin Sports with Trevor and Josh, live from the Wisconsin Sports Radio Network studios, powered by the Potawatomi Sportsbook. Today is year in review for Wisconsin sports. 2025, the good, the bad, and the ugly. Before we get to today's question of what's the most disappointing moment in Wisconsin sports in 2025, I want to revisit what we talked about yesterday in are we supporting Matt LaFleur? Are we not supporting Matt LaFleur? I think if they make an early exit from the playoffs, he's gone. There's a lot of people, and I listened yesterday to Wisconsin Sports Daily. I don't know if you know this, Josh. Sparky loves Matt LaFleur.
Yeah, well, I'm surprised by that because it seems like he's just angry at most things. But it's a topic that's been discussed all year. Yesterday being a Take Back Tuesday, I think that we weren't expecting anyone to take back negative feelings on Matt LaFleur, especially after that Ravens game. We had talked about how bad of a look that Ravens game was for Matt LaFleur. And then we had a texter who texted in and said, I got an unpopular Take Back Tuesday and wanted to take back his doubt of support of Matt LaFleur. And you said, I have questions.
That's exactly what I said.
And you said, hey, let's have him call in. If you're willing, call in tomorrow during I Have Questions. And BVG in the Berg did. He answered the call. He is here with us now on the Nicolay Law Fan Talk and Text line. BVG.
VG. What's up, man? Thanks for taking a break from delivering beer to tell us why you are Team Matt LaFleur.
Absolutely. So part of it actually is because I live in Michigan now, and one of my coworkers is probably the biggest Ravens fan I have ever met. And the first thing he said to me on Monday morning when I saw him was, dude, that was not a good look for your team. I don't think that's on your coaches. A Ravens fan said that to me.
Did he say why?
He honestly, he didn't think that the way that they played, he said, listen, the whole country knew they were going to run the football. And I don't think with all the injuries that you guys have had, that you guys can really, there was nothing you could do. And he even thought the Ravens played a better game than anybody on the Ravens side expected.
So that's
the starting point, right?
Yeah. Okay. Go ahead.
And then I was just reflecting on the rest of the season, right? I think that we can get really caught up in what have the Packers done this week, but I think we got to take the whole season into consideration. And I mean, if we think about the way that, we always talk about Matt LaFleur should be getting better. And if we look at some of the things that we've griped about, I think Matt LaFleur has, one, shielded a lot of his players from what the media has been saying, right? I think we could have attacked a lot of the things that the players have done wrong, but instead Matt LaFleur has gotten up to the podium and taken 100% of the heat for all of it. And also, sorry, I thought I lost my train of thought. If we talk about the things, if we talk about things that we griped about initially, at the beginning of the season, in the first couple games, I think our expectations were probably set a little bit too high for this team. I think we've seen that as the year has gone on. I don't think we can blame Matt LaFleur for our expectations being a little too high. But also, beginning of the season, I said in a couple of those losses, we couldn't block a parked car. Jordan Love could not stay untouched. And I think, as we've seen, the offensive line has gotten better despite the injuries. I think last season, drops, big issue. This year, we haven't talked about the receivers dropping hardly except for one game this year.
That's true.
I think we're focusing so much on the bad things. I think we don't give LaFleur enough credit.
All right, BVG.
I love it.
We appreciate you giving a buzz back. Thank you for doing that. That was really well said. I'm kind of pissed about it because now I might agree.
Whoa. Thanks, BVG. Have a good New Year's.
Thanks for having me, guys. Merry New Year.
Happy
New Year.
Happy New Year's. Well, phone call of the year right there.
He came prepared. He brought his notes.
I appreciate him calling. We challenged him to do that yesterday, and he did it.
I do think there's some truth to what he was saying.
I do too.
I'm not buying all of it though.
I don't know that I am either, but it's certainly helping me make a case for that. that was a very realistic look. I'll give BBG that. I'm more concerned about the totality and how we knew that Mike McCarthy maybe wasn't going to be able to get the Packers over the hump. Or I just don't know that Matt LaFleur is able to get the Packers to the next. What got you here won't get you there, right?
Sure.
It's difficult to understand what Matt LaFleur is going to do different to get the Packers over the hump. You made some good points.
That being said, I think that this is a good transition into our question of what is the most disappointing moment of 2025 in the listeners' minds and in ours, because I don't know about you, but mine is Micah Parsons' injury. And when I'm looking at the things, if I'm judging this Packers team, and my first thought goes to injury, well, the coaching staff can't help that.
Wait, I can't talk about this without our thing. You got to play.
Oh,
Hit the button.
Sorry.
I have questions.
BVG had me all out of sorts.
When things just don't add up, Trevor and Josh ask the hard questions or just point out how messed up stuff is.
I only have one question. Can you fly this plane and land it? Surely you can't be serious.
Do you view this season as a failure?
You asked me the same question last year.
What's the most important question the Badgers have to answer Saturday?
This is a great question. Oh my God, this is a great question.
It's time for I Have Questions on Inside Wisconsin Sports with Trevor and Josh.
Now all is right in the world.
Okay.
Thank you.
So I got a question for you.
Hey, what is it, Josh?
Hey,
The Nicolay Law Fan Talking text line, by the way. I want your answers. We want your answers. 414-677-1250. Josh, hey, what's your question, bub, on what's the most disappointing moment of 2025 for Wisconsin sports fans?
Yeah, I think it's a good transition from what BVG just said, talking about Matt LaFleur and, expectations of his team. I still think that the most disappointing moment of 2025 was when Micah Parsons went down.
Boy, is that up there, man. You're right. It's one of those moments where we're like, we all know exactly the play, the moment, and how we felt. And it was so right before. You've seen American Pie, right?
Yeah, it's been a minute.
Yeah, me too. But it was a great movie. And I happened to be in high school working in the movie theater when that movie came out. And I spent a lot of time checking the aisles.
Sure.
During a moment when Nadia happened to be, it was the weirdest thing.
On screen. I'm in here again. That's weird. Yeah.
So odd.
Yeah.
Right before our guy Jim walked into that room with Nadia, he says, "Oh, geez, oh, God, oh, crap, oh, no." So if you hear me say that, that's where that's from.
Yeah, it's been with you for a while.
Oh, geez, oh, God, oh, crap, oh, no. That moment, Josh, that you just brought up in Wisconsin sports was in, oh, geez, oh, God, oh, crap, oh, no. Because you knew nobody touched him. You knew he stepped funny. And then you saw the words come out of his mouth, "I'm out."
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
And for me, so many people wanted to, Christian Watson went down first. And so a lot of people said how much the game changed in that moment. But maybe the game changed in that moment, but the season changed.
Completely.
The year changed when Parsons went down.
Yeah, we certainly saw how prepared or not prepared we were with or without Micah Parsons in a real big hurry. The funny part about that injury, I'm not sure if you caught this, Josh. Evan Williams got hurt on that exact same play. Did you hear this?
Yeah. Yeah.
And so he rolls over thinking he's going to have a team of people because that's how the NFL works.
Yeah.
And he sees one trainer and he's like, "What the hell?
Where's everybody?"
"Oh, Micah's down." "Okay, got it."
Yeah.
And
I'll walk this off.
Okay, fine. I'm fine. He missed a game. Like, that was a real injury. Nobody cared.
No, that was the severity of Micah Parsons going down. And I think, too, it was just that it was fresh. That's why it was the most disappointing for me was him becoming a Green Bay Packer was in the top moments of the year. And then him going down so soon after made it the most disappointing.
The thrill of victory and the agony of injury certainly sums up the Micah Parsons piece of what makes up the most disappointing moments in 2025 in Wisconsin sports. What are yours? The Nicolay Law Fan Talking text line, 414-677-1250. My Positivity Pete will come out at the top of the hour in the morning mind dump. We want to know the top Wisconsin sports moments of 2025 and what you think of ours. And we got to visit, though, these moments of like despair and crap. That was some moments in Wisconsin sports. Yeah. Mine, the 97 win season for the Milwaukee Brewers ends in a sweep in the NLCS.
Yeah.
I don't.
That's up there, but tell me, did that not hurt a little bit less knowing that it was stretched out? It wasn't the heartbreak of losing in game 7. It was, you kind of knew it was over before game 4.
Yeah, but based on the season and the expectations and the 97 wins and the 14 games in a row and the 11 games and the 8 games and beating the Cubs. And yet it felt like we gave her all we got, Captain. And here come the Dodgers. And then their pitching staff does what it does. It was maybe just super deflating. And it forced you to go, what a season.
Yeah.
Because that was awful.
Yeah, I will agree with you on that. It was you couldn't hang your hat on, well, we can improve. Well, we can get better from this. You look at, man, this team was great and they did great things and it still didn't matter.
It led to so much disheartening conversation about, well, this is the Brewers. This is as far as the Brewers are ever going to get. They don't have the money that the Dodgers do. Baseball is broken, blah, blah, blah. And it was just like, golly, what a year the Brewers had. As fans, what a year we had. Some of my best moments in Wisconsin sports came in the backyards and in the living rooms and the garages of my buddies in our neighborhood, watching those games and celebrating together. And just, it was a nightly thing. All right, boys, where's the game tonight? Who's in? Who's out? It was so much fun. And to have it end that way was so deflating.
Mm-hmm.
And then we have to come on the radio, and I'm over here going, boy, what a season. And Josh is going, well.
Yeah, I was going through it. I physically hurt from emotional pain.
There was a lot of emotion tied up with the Milwaukee Brewers this year, including the good. And we're going to get to a lot of the good at the top of the hour. But first, the most electrifying sound of the day turns into one of the most electrifying sounds of 2025. That's next. The Nicolay Law Fan Talking Text Line, 414-677-1250, Inside Wisconsin Sports with Trevor and Josh. Reminder, no-brainer for the Packers to rest their starters on Sunday, right? Right? Find out when Packers beat writer Ryan Wood of the Green Bay Press-Gazette joins 9 to noon with former Packers fullback John Kuhn this morning, 10 a.m. on the Wisconsin Sports Radio Network. We're live from the Wisconsin Sports Radio Network studios, powered by the Potawatomi Sportsbook. Inside Wisconsin Sports, Trevor and Josh, live on your radio and on your favorite podcast platform as well. If you missed any part of today's show, you can go back and listen anytime. Apple Podcasts, Spotify, wherever you get your favorite pods. Just search Inside Wisconsin Sports on your favorite app, hit the follow button, and you can catch up on every episode, every hour, every highlight, whenever it works for you, including this one, which we call the most electrifying sound of the day. However, this one is one of the most electrifying moments of 2025.
It's time for
The most electrifying
sound of the day
The most electrifying
on Inside Wisconsin Sports with Trevor and Josh. Brought to you by Best Electric. Learn more at bestelect.com. Don't stress. Connect with the best.
And McNeil into center field, a base hit. Perkins throw to the plate on a hop. The tag! He is out! Ball game over. Blake Perkins loads up the rifle.
And that most electrifying sound of the day and one of the most electrifying sounds of the year from Brian Anderson is our most electrifying sound of the day today, brought to you by our friends at Best Electric. Remember, no job is too big or too small for Best Electric. Don't stress. Connect with the best. Call them today or visit bestelect.com. Not only was that just an electric call from BA, but the significance of that out that was during the run that led to the new streak being put in place. It was against the Mets, who we have not been a big fan of.
Screw them. Yep.
Right? And then it came down to there was a chance that the streak was going to come to an end. Blake Perkins with just a sharpshooter throw to home plate. Contreras makes the tag. Game over.
Outstanding. And that run had a lot of those moments.
It sure did.
Thrilling end of the game, whether it's a Monasterio home run in the 14th, which we'll probably get to in our next segment. We want to review the top Wisconsin sports moments of 2025. So we talked about the ugly moments. What were some of the most disappointing moments? Now let's go over to the positive side of things, but also the newsworthy side of things. And listen, Bob Uecker's passing away was a huge sports moment in 2025.
True.
Is that a top moment? A best moment? Absolutely not. But it was a huge moment that shaped a lot of the year and clearly the future of us as Wisconsin sports fans.
Yeah, I would say that it fits all three of the categories we're going to talk about today, of where we just talked about the most disappointing moments of 2025, the top stories of 2025, and as you mentioned at the top of the show, the top moments of that we'd like to relive, the not necessarily the passing, but the unity of everyone that came together across the whole state to celebrate the life of Bob Uecker.
Chilling, sincerely chilling, whether it was the first game at home or the first preseason game. We've talked to Lev and Lane Grindle about this. There was so many just unforgettable moments as the Brewers remembered Bob Uecker in 2025. So we'll share some of that with you as well. But we really want to know yours. What are your favorite moments, your top moments, some of your best moments in sports and Wisconsin sports and sporting life from 2025? The Nicolay Law Fan Talk and Text Line, 414-677-1250. We want yours, and we want your feedback on ours. Josh and I put together a long list and lots of fun audio. You mentioned it there, Brian Anderson on that call of Blake Perkins throwing out Starling Marte at home plate for a 3-2 victory over the Mets. Brian Anderson is a storyteller, and he shared with us on the Inside Wisconsin podcast a story about one of the first times he met Bob Uecker. And you got to listen to the story's ending. It will give you chills, but also really just remind you of how special of a man Bob Uecker was. There was a lot of moments, though, Josh.
Yeah.
Were you at the NFL draft? Were you at the NFL draft?
I was. I was not there for day one.
Oh, man.
Yeah. So that was a whole weekend, because that was also the weekend that I bowled state where I bowled out of my mind. But we literally on the way to Wausau for state went through Green Bay. And so we saw day 2 of the draft, which the weather was awful. It was so bad, such crappy weather for day 2. But
yeah,
people were still out. It was packed. It was awesome. I was like, I'm not missing this. This is history.
Unbelievable. And you played it at the top in the montage you put together of Mark Murphy. I think we're probably going to play that again because that moment in Wisconsin sports here in 2025 was absolutely huge. Hey, to the Nicolay Law Fan Talk and text line for just a second, 414-677-1250. Nick in Greenfield texted in, shout out to Wisconsin Lutheran High School Vikings basketball. The back-to-back state champs are 9-0 and just won the Beach Ball Classic in Myrtle Beach. Follow-up, he says, it helps to have Con Knippel's cousins and 3 of his younger brothers on the team.
Yeah, essentially the whole family playing there.
The Flying Knippels are alive and well with Wisconsin Lutheran High School basketball. I did not plan on saying shout out and or congrats to a team with the name Vikings, but there we were.
Yep. Something else. Didn't expect in 2025.
Do you think that we play starters? Really? I mean, do we really want to play starters? The Mason Crosby show talked about this ad nauseum yesterday and said that they need to treat this game like a preseason game. But there's a lot of different ways you can look at the game on Sunday and go, well, maybe Jordan Love needs to at least play a series or something, but do we risk that? But then do we play Malik Willis? Because if he gets hurt, Clayton Tune, maybe Clayton Tune makes the start. What do you think?
I absolutely think that you sit every starter you can. I think when we talked to Andy Herman earlier in the week and he broke down like the Packers are just going to be, remember, someone put a quarter in him. He just went, Andy did, but just going through all of the tough spots the Packers are in of not being able to sit people. Like you need to field the team. And they're so thin at so many positions that there are going to be guys that are forced to be out there, and that's why it might be an ugly game, but just if you're on the field, still stay healthy.
But what about going into the playoffs on a big win, even though it doesn't matter? Does that matter?
Beggars can't be choosers, man. You can't, you can't be worried about having a healthy team and then also want that motivation.
Does Clayton Tune start?
He better.
You think?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
That's nuts.
I don't know where Jordan Love's at. And God forbid if something happens to him again in the wild card game, regardless of if they're playing in Chicago or Philly.
Right. We need Malik Willis.
We need Malik.
For sure. And we need your top moments in Wisconsin sports in 2025. Text him in 414-677-1250. The Nicolay Law Fan Talk and text line here on Inside Wisconsin Sports. I am an eternal optimist. So please, God, don't God that you're an eternal pessimist.
I like to say I'm a realist.
Oh, great. We're going to get along great. This is going to be great.
This is Inside Wisconsin Sports with Trevor and Josh.
Lays it up for Freeman, and it's incomplete. Or did he make the catch at the 15? Yes. What are they going to rule? That he caught it? Touchdown! He did what?
The ref was right on it, I think. Oh, man.
How did Dishman not intercept it? Well, the Packers are going wild. The crowd's going wild. I mentioned there's nothing to challenge, but they'll have to look at it upstairs. Hand tack, well, he's laughing. But let's see what it shows on the replay.
It never hit the ground. It hit the back of Antonio Freeman.
Is that a top moment from 2025? Sure isn't.
Nope.
But we just saw an opportunity to twist the knife a little bit heading into the Vikings weekend. What's up, Wisconsin? Welcome inside Wisconsin Sports on your radio and online at wisportsradio.com. You can hear us both. We are loving this. Trevor Thomas, Josh Albrecht.
Hi.
Live from the Wisconsin Sports Radio Network studios, powered by the Potawatomi Sportsbook. Loving this being this show of 2025 year in review from a Wisconsin sports perspective. That's what the morning mind dump is this morning, and we want your feedback and your thoughts on what were the top moments in Wisconsin sports in 2025. The Nicolay Law Fan Talk and Text line 414-677-1250. Time for the year in review morning mind dump.
Voices in my head, they counsel me, they understand, they talk to me.
The coffee is kicked in. We're awake and ready to roll. Let's get some things off our chest and out of our heads.
You don't know what it's like to be me out here for you. It is an up at dawn, pride-swallowing siege that I will never fully tell you about, okay?
I'm as mad as hell, and I'm not gonna take this anymore!
I'm in a glass case of emotion.
What we've got here is failure to communicate.
We've got no food, we've got no jobs, our pets' heads are falling off!
It's time for the Morning Mind Dump on Inside Wisconsin Sports with Trevor and Josh.
The Monday morning mind dump on Wednesday is all positive. Monday morning, not so much.
Yep.
The Wednesday edition of the morning mind dump is going to be a fun one. The 2025 Wisconsin sports year in review, the top moments, the best moments, some of the most memorable moments in Wisconsin sports this past year. The Nicolay Law Fan Talk and Text line, 414-677-1250. Josh, you go, I go. And I bet you we're going to have a bunch that cross over for sure.
Yeah, let's just start with, I think, what we can both agree, the biggest having to be the Brewers beating the Cubs in the biggest series the Brewers and the Cubs have ever played in.
Ever.
In Milwaukee, Game 5. Here's how it sounded at the end.
They're an out away from the championship series. Uribe deals to Carson Kelly. Swinging a bouncer to short. Ortiz has it. And the Brewers are going to the championship series. They take 3 of 5 from the Chicago Cubs. And the Brewers have a date with the Dodgers.
Dude.
Amazing.
There's going to be a lot of that. And I don't want to be like, does it choke me up? No, but it certainly makes me feel something. And I think there's a whole bunch of reasons why. First and foremost, maybe, Josh, you're the same way. I am Brewers through and through.
Yes.
With all due respect to the Packers, Badgers, Bucks, it is Brewers for me, and I would trade anything in Wisconsin sports to get a World Series championship in Milwaukee.
Preach.
That run this summer brought me more moments and more memories than anything else I can connect my Wisconsin sports 42 years of history to. My family and I are not stuffed people. We spend money on memories. I drive a 2011 Jeep Wrangler that is angry most days.
Yeah.
My wife literally pets her 207,000 mile Buick Enclave and says, "You're a good girl," because we're just trying to keep her going.
Yep. Keep it going.
The memories that we were able to make, and I mention it on this show all the time, in the backyard or in the garages of some of my greatest friends who are so new in my life, yet so amazing to just sit together and watch those games and celebrate. My dad, my son, we watched games together, and there's very little that's going to top what was this Brewers season. Is it toppable? Sure is.
You bet it is.
But it was a summer to never forget.
Yeah. So many monumental moments happened through this Brewers season. And I think one of them we can both agree was when the Brewers won 14 in a row.
McLean, fly ball, center field. Lockridge is back. Lockridge makes the catch. 14 in a row for the Milwaukee Brewers. The hottest team in the land comes from behind, and they win it in 11.
I mean, incredible.
Nuts.
When they won that game, did you not feel like this team is unstoppable? Like
100%.
This is it was I was so happy. I was laughing in disbelief with joy. Not like the laughing in misery that happened when the Packers kept getting injuries. It was the opposite. Yeah. I couldn't help but laugh going, how are they doing this? How are the Brewers still doing this? This is insane.
It was the third time that happened in the season. The 8-game streak. We're like, ho, look at you.
Right. Okay.
11 in a row. What?
Yeah.
And then 14? I was like, okay. All right. This is the year. Did you get your hopes up? Yep.
Yeah.
Sure did.
Sure did.
The Nicolay Law Fan Talking text line chiming in about the Brewers. The number, 414-677-1250. T-squared. What's up, dude? Top moment of my 2025, says Trevor's troll, is finding out how big of a Cubs fan Trevor is. Happy New Year, boys.
Man, let me tell you.
What?
I'm so appreciative.
At one point, this cat shared his name with us. Don't care.
Yeah.
Don't
TT.
care.
It's TT, baby.
Trevor squared.
Man, let me tell
T-squared.
you. I always put a smile on my face.
I hope to God we let that die.
Nah, let's keep it going.
Negative Nancy over here in the 262. You'll never get a World Series from this poverty franchise. I don't like your attitude.
Yeah, then we're not dealing with that right now. You know what we did get in 2025 from this Brewers team? Burgers.
Ball in the right arm of Tobias Myers. 10th game in the big leagues.
Brewers trying to win their 12th in a row.
Tobias Myers kicks and deals. Strike him out! 12 in a row for the Brewers, and it's burger time in Milwaukee.
Jeff Levering on the call there. Yeah, I mean, well, how amazing of a moment. Not that it was the first time it's ever been done, but it had been a minute, and just I know it's dumb. I know it's just over a George Webb's cheese, not even cheeseburger, just burger.
No, just a burger.
But I mean, even the players after the game coming on the mic and being like, "Yeah, we like burgers too." I mean, the whole thing was amazing.
That was where Trevor's troll came from, because in a previous life, I celebratory bought burgers for some boys and just simply wanted to have lunch. And I didn't jinx anything because clearly it still happened. So get out of me. Katie from Luxembourg. One of the 2025 best moments was William Contreras hanging up the phone with his home run celebration against the Cubs.
Yeah, that iconic image of that we saw Counsell. Yep. That's where it all came from.
Right.
When you saw Counsell behind who was it? Was it Contreras that hit it that first? I don't think it was. But when you saw him on the phone before he practically even left the batter's box.
Yep.
Iconic.
And that's what Uribe did on the mound when we won Game 5 against the Cubs.
Right.
That was the celebration. It was phone down, fist up, outstanding.
Oh, Loved it.
So, okay, the final call from the Cubs, the final call from winning 14 in a row. It was just an unforgettable Brewers season. By the way, we're required, per whatever rules there are, to tell you where the audio came from.
Yeah.
Let's just do it this way. If you hear Jeff Levering, most likely either FanDuel Sports or the Brewers Radio Network.
That's correct. Yep.
Box checked. Some of this next stuff in regards to Micah Parsons or the NFL draft or whatever the case may be is from the television network. We'll do our best. And by the way, if you hear Joe Buck, hell if we know. Could be Fox, could be ESPN.
Could be this year, could be 15 years ago.
No idea.
Who knows?
We're doing our best. Speaking of the Green Bay Packers, I don't know if you caught the news, Josh. Micah Parsons became a Green Bay Packer.
Breaking news! Tom Pelissero here with some breaking news into the NFL Network newsroom.
Micah Parsons has officially been traded from the Dallas Cowboys to where? Oh, the Green Bay Packers.
Micah Parsons is a Green Bay Packer.
I mean, it was pandemonium. It was nuts when that happened.
Pat McAfee Show, ESPN, NFL Network, Tom Pelissero, Ian Rappaport.
There you go.
I don't know where we were when that news broke, but it was absolutely jaw-dropping from a Packers fan perspective. We did what? With who? Oh.
It was almost more of, oh my God, they actually did it. They weren't just in on a conversation. They did it. They actually did it.
It was insane. And he kept doing it until he got hurt.
Yeah. Yep.
This is a nice note here on the Nicolay Law fan talking text line, 414-677-1250. Top moment in Wisconsin sports, you say? The day the Wisconsin Sports Radio Network launched, and we got Josh and Rami back on the radio. Ziggy goes on to say, no offense, Trev, didn't know you prior to all this, but now the whole state does. We appreciate you, Ziggy. Thanks a lot.
Thank you, Ziggy. That definitely the top moment personally for me was being able to be back and doing what I love.
Yeah.
go ahead. I was going to say,
Good.
going back to some audio, keeping things in Green Bay. We talked about it a little bit, but history happened in Green Bay before a snap even took place with the NFL draft happening in Green Bay.
With the 23rd pick in the 2025 NFL Draft, the 13-time world champion Green Bay Packers, for the first time since 2002, draft a wide receiver, Matthew Golden, wide receiver of Texas.
Josh.
Yeah.
Maybe one of the top 3 moments in sports in my lifetime.
Yeah.
Right then.
Were you there in the Oh, yeah.
Sure was.
I mean, how loud was it in that? Because I mean, it kept getting louder as Murphy was talking.
You heard it. Yeah. Loudest other than I don't know that I'll ever have the moment when Brandon Woodruff hit a home run off of Clayton Kershaw in game 1 of the 2018 NLCS. That's the loudest I've ever heard anything in my life. That was number 2 right there. And it was outside.
Yeah.
And I wasn't even in the middle. I was off to one side. The pictures, I mean, Lambeau Field was somehow lit up green when that pick happened. Like the whole facade turned green. And just the whole setup and the people and the stage. And then Mark Murphy comes out. I'll never, ever forget it. Listening back to that last night brought me goosebumps. It did again this morning. I hope that someday Green Bay gets the NFL draft back, because boy, did we prove the little engine that could.
Yeah. I mean, we absolutely proved we should. I think we all know that it very well might have been a once in a lifetime event, at least in our lifetime. And that's
what I'm hearing, by the way.
I hope not. I really hope not.
Somebody made a bet by the end of that it was going to be back in Green Bay within 10 years.
Wow.
That's how good it did here.
I would be extremely impressed if that was the case.
That moment when he announced Matthew Golden and the whole thing erupted and the phones were in the air. most of the time when those moments happen, I try really hard to leave my phone in my pocket and just take it in, because clearly it's not difficult to find the video. And I just remember watching the crowd and the lights, and then I turned to my right, and that's where Lambeau Field was. And it was almost like a out-of-body experience. I don't know if you can relate to that, Josh, if you have these every once in a while in regards to these moments. I just could not believe what I was looking at. And I live here in Green Bay. When we were driving around Lambeau Field during that time, all you saw from the outside was fence with covering. And then you saw white tents going up. And from the outside, it looked like we were pulling off our best shot. I didn't think it was going to be much of anything. And then you walked in.
Yeah.
And then you saw moments like that with those everything, the lights and the wow. Nailed it.
They did a great job in the moment. I mean, let's give Mark Murphy some flowers for the call of that pick and the way he delivered it that got the crowd more and more amped as it went. I mean, that was absolutely one of the best moments. I got to play this one. I know and this is why we talked about the most disappointing being that Micah Parsons got injured, but try to take yourself back to when you watched that first sack from Micah Parsons.
2nd and 10. As Goff's being chased by Parsons. Look out! He's got him! His first sack as a Green Bay Packer.
I mean, it was when he came on the field for the first time, you could hear on TV the crowd get more and more amped. He hadn't even done anything yet. And then to have him still get that sack and it being a chase down sack, I mean, it was the proof, right? It was the proof of all of our excitement, the potential excitement manifesting itself in a moment on the field. It was electric. It was absolutely electric.
Then he did the Roman Reigns point to the sky.
Yeah. Yeah. Number one for number one.
Unreal. It was so great. Him showing up in Green Bay. And remember, healthy is an important word here. Because although we know how it ended for him this season, he had some back stuff when he first got here. And we weren't sure if he was going to be on a pitch count or whatever it looked like. And then in the first game he played, he chases down Jared Goff like no defender has since. That's been part of the gripe. Watching Rashawn Gary play, he doesn't go full tilt. At least it sure doesn't look like it. If that's his full tilt, I have questions.
Yeah.
Micah Parsons goes completely full tilt. And that play right there was a great, we all knew we had a special one. That was special. All right, when we come back, more of your top moments of 2025. The Nicolay Law Fan Talk and Text line, 414-677-1250. We'll get to it. We have to remember Bob Uecker and what all was 2025 in remembrance of him. We're live from the Wisconsin Sports Radio Network studios, powered by the Potawatomi Sportsbook. Stay here. Inside Wisconsin Sports with Trevor and Josh, live from the Wisconsin Sports Radio Network studios, powered by the Potawatomi Sportsbook. Our year in review episode, the top moments of 2025 with Wisconsin sports in mind. The next segment, by the way, we're going to do moments that you wish you could relive. But, Josh, there are stipulations.
Yeah, so this is specifics, right? So, like right now, we're talking about the top moments that happen, the top stories that happen, in case you forgot all the wonderful or heartbreaking or just emotional things that happen throughout the year. Next segment, we want to know specifics from your life. What happened that you wish you could go back and relive, from magical moments you were there for to maybe just, stories of where you were when you were watching one of these incredible Wisconsin sports moments. We have ours as well.
Annie in Oconomowoc or Oconto, can't remember. The Nicolay Law fan talking text line. Is it 414-677-1250? If I lived in Oconomowoc, I wouldn't spell it out every time either way.
That's fair.
She says this, and I forgot about this. So this is the best part about this, because we do our best to remember the moments that we remember, and we'll play that audio for you. But here's a good one, Josh, and I'm sure you'll be like, oh, yeah. How about when Sal Frelick threw out the guy at home with the bases loaded, and he lost his hat. He was all sorts of fumbled, and he looked over and the camera caught, and he said, what the just happened?
Yeah. Yeah, the reason why I think that didn't make the top list was because they lost. They lost that game. If they would have, that moment, that play by Sal was stupid. It was incredible. Must have watched that highlight 100 times. Insane.
Really easy lip reading on that one, Sal.
Oh.
Appreciate you.
Yeah. Yep.
Jacob in a van, my top moment was being the first text read on the new talk and text line for the new morning show.
Attaboy.
Jacob in a van, I think, gets notifications when I tweet, because that guy is on it.
Yeah, Jacob in a van's been listening to me for as long as I've been on the radio. I appreciate that guy.
He also makes note here that he got to meet Wisconsin Badgers legend Brian Butch at the NFL draft.
Yeah, hopefully he was standing behind you or next to you, not in front of you.
He was walking around with his dad and Blake. He had Blake there and
Very
his dad
cool.
there. And he sticks out like a sore thumb in a crowd like that.
Sure does.
Don't forget, says Steve in Richfield, Clay Matthews opened up the draft pretty significantly.
Real quick, Roger, but I just got off the phone with the president, Donald Trump. He asked me to pass a message along to all 32 NFL franchises. So let me tell you what it reads here, all right? It says, my fellow Americans, the Bears still suck!
So, indeed, a memorable moment from 2025. Unfortunately.
Yeah, tainted a little bit for me. It's not as exciting as maybe it should be, because the Bears didn't suck this year. Would have loved to have been able to put a montage together of that clip followed by just a bunch of miserable play and calls from the Chicago Bears of them having a miserable season. It didn't happen.
Well, it's not over.
True, but they did take the North, and they're the 2 seed. Hopefully it ends terribly for them. I hope so.
So 2025 was unfortunately a very memorable year for all Brewers fans and, frankly, the state of Wisconsin over the last 50 years.
Mm-hmm.
We lost an icon, a legend. They broke the mold. We'll never replace him. Bob Uecker passed away at the age of 90. It'll be a year in January when this happened. And I know exactly where somebody texted in earlier and said, what do you mean you don't know where you were when we traded for Micah Parsons? Because I don't. I remember when the press conference happened, but I couldn't tell you where I was on the earth in that moment. I can tell you exactly where I was on the earth in the moment I found out that Bob Uecker passed away. I want you to share yours too, Josh, but I was driving over the Deep Ear Bridge here in Northeast Wisconsin. I was on the phone with my buddy Brett Booby, and he goes, we talked a lot before I got a morning radio gig. We were on the phone just chit chatting, and he this is what he did. He goes, oh, Bob Uecker died. And I was like,
oh my God.
What? But what? Like, I freaked out. And this is an interesting thing. So, and this is where we got this audio, but first I want to know where you were, Josh. But with the Inside Wisconsin podcast, we joked that we had a top 5 list of guests that we wanted on the show. And that was our like bucket list, right? The bucket was Bob Uecker.
Yeah.
And we never got to talk to him. And yet we got stories upon stories upon stories from all of the people that we had on affiliated with the Brewers organization. We would ask him every time, tell us your favorite Bob Uecker story. And I knew that it was inevitable, just like it is for all of us. And so I thought to myself, you know what, Trev, you should get ahead of the game here. You should put together the Bob Uecker montage that we'll use when he passes away. I could not do it. I could not bring myself to put it together. And then he passed. And I was like, oh, crap. And so for 13 straight hours that day, I put together a montage. We'll share one of the stories with you here in a moment that Brian Anderson shared. But Josh, where were you?
So I was actually going to the bathroom at the time in the house. And the reason why that's pertinent to the story is because then in one of the group chats, a buddy texted me and said, oh no, ... Ueck passed. And I verbally screamed, no! And Julie came like running. What's wrong? And then I said, Ueck just passed. And she goes, oh, God, I thought you were hurt. And I was like, in my head, I was like, I am. like that wasn't just like you talked about how your friend Booby was like, oh, Bob Uecker died. Like that couldn't have been further from the reaction that I had in that moment. It was it was awful.
Some of my greatest childhood memories. I mean, I know we all have them. And maybe that would be a fun thing for you to share, Wisconsin. What are some of your favorite Bob Uecker memories? Because we lost him this year. But listening back and watching the videos and all the things. So make sure to listen to the end of this. Brian Anderson joined John Anderson and I on the Inside Wisconsin podcast years ago. I think he was guest number 13. So this is in 2021. We asked him, tell us your favorite Bob Uecker story. This is what he shared.
He didn't talk to me for 6 weeks, when I first got the job. I went and introduced myself and, hey, I'm the new guy. He goes, I know who you are. Okay. And then I left. And then I didn't talk to him for 6 weeks. And I was scared to death of him. I'm pretty good friends with Matt Vasgersian. And Matt was like giving me the whole, hey, Bob Uecker, like, awesome dude, but there's some things you need to know. Okay. Anyway, he didn't talk to me for 6 weeks. So we go out. We were in Miami. And I walked past him on the bus, and he goes, hey, you're a golfer. I said, yeah. He goes, well, we're playing golf tomorrow. You want to play golf tomorrow? I said, sure. He goes, can you get us set up somewhere? I said, sure. So feverishly calling all my friends, anybody in Miami? I get detailed on the story because it totally changed our relationship. But the first 9 holes, he told me everything. We talked about the organization, the history of the organization, who you can piss off, who you can't. This is important. This guy was here. Context for everything. It was unbelievable for 9 holes. And then we get turned to the back 9. He goes, we're playing the head pro and the club champion at this golf club. And he goes, I think we can take these guys. Because I was playing pretty good back then. I'd come from Golf Channel. I was like a 2 handicap. He goes, I think we can take these guys. So he's like, before I can even say sure, he goes, hey, we're going to take you 2 on. The old guy and the young guy. We're taking you 2 on. So we played them, and I played the 9 holes of my life. I was like 2 under, and we beat him. And thank God we beat him, because Bob then immediately, like, the next day, hey, BA, he can play.
Unbelievable.
Yeah.
Did you ever meet Bob Uecker, Josh?
I never had the opportunity. Nope.
That's why I told you never to meet Giannis, because they say never to meet your heroes. I met Bob Uecker twice, and it was at the old Brewers on Deck. Remember that?
Oh, you know what? Like I did see him for that, but like he didn't even talk to me. It was like I got a signed paper from him and then kept it moving.
You did go up and see him. So I got a picture with him. I looked back quick and Amanda grabbed a picture. But what's interesting is Bob never wanted it to be about him. He really didn't. And so if he saw all of the hoopla that came from his passing, I don't think he would have been too excited about it. When I went and met him that day, and it's how all of us felt when he passed, I said, you and I grew up together. I ran the board at a radio station in Beaver Dam when I was in high school. It was my first job in radio. And back then, we didn't have tones that took radio games in and out of break. It was us. We sat at a board just like you and I are sitting at right now. And we turned up the game and down the game and up the game. And so hundreds and hundreds of games. It was just me in a blank studio with Bob Uecker and whoever was with him at that point. And I said to him, you are my childhood. I just can't imagine how many people has told that to him because he did not react at all.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh.
Right. You wanted that to be special, and he's probably heard it a million times.
Right. But the crazy part about that is that that's how we all felt. And so, unfortunately, it was not the best moment in 2025, but it was probably the biggest Wisconsin sports story to come out of the year. And that sucks.
That's true. I really quick, and I'm sorry, this is kind of a curveball I'm throwing at you, but we had on Don't Tell Me How to Fan, the podcast that I had, we had Jeff Levering on at one point, and I asked him, do you have a good Uecker story to share? Because you ask anyone that interacted with Ueck, hey, you have a good Uecker story? And they have one. Everyone had one. Right? And this was the one that he shared.
By the 7th day, he got these new contact lenses, soft lenses. And Ueck has a tendency with his old contact lenses to keep them in for longer than he needs to. He's kept some contact lenses in for a month at a time, from what I've been told. So he shows up and I'm going to do the game. I'm feeling good. He looks over at me and he goes, man, is it cloudy in here? I went, cloudy? I mean, they just shot the fireworks, but maybe that's what it is. I'm not sure, but hey, let's get after this. And he ends up calling a really good game. And he battled eye problems, whereas he's calling a game and he's basically calling it off the monitor or the sound of the bat or the crowd, and just seeing these little fuzzy characters go for balls in the outfield. So 7th day, he calls the game. Oh, and he's driving to the ballpark every day and doing his thing. Oh my God, this is incredible. So we get through the game and he goes, man, it's still just really foggy. I don't know, man. I said, well, good luck driving home. We were flying to Miami to do a series. And I texted him. I said, when we got on the plane, I said, I hope you got home okay and everything's good. And we ended up taking off. And when I landed, I had a couple of text messages from Bob. And as soon as I opened them up, it says, I figured out why it was so foggy, ... I had 2 contact lenses in one eyeball.
Is that not the most incredible?
Fantastic.
He called an entire baseball game, multiple days. He just had 2 contacts in one eye, going in that Ueck voice. Yeah, Jeff, I'm not sure what's going on. A little foggy. Foggy out here to you? No.
God, that's great. Well, those stories will never die. And unfortunately, we lost him this year, but thank God for the ability to record audio and share it with all of you. One more quick text from the Nicolay Law Fan Talking text line, 414-677-1250. Kevin in the 801 said he drove to Milwaukee from Utah with his 3 kids to be at opening day to remember Bob Uecker, building memories with my kids, just like my grandpa and dad built with me. Love you guys. Great show. We love you too, bud.
Yeah,
appreciate you listening.
And that's a perfect tie into what we're looking for in the next segment. We want those personal moments that you want to, if you could, relive from 2025. Those moments that you will not forget, whether it was you going to a sporting event, driving from across the country to be at a sporting event. We want to know what's a moment in 2025 that you want to relive if you could, because it was such a moment.
Inside Wisconsin Sports with Trevor and Josh, live from the Wisconsin Sports Radio Network studios, powered by the Potawatomi Sportsbook. It's a no-brainer for the Packers to rest their starters on Sunday, right? Should be. We'll find out. Packers beat writer Ryan Wood of the Green Bay Press-Gazette joins 9 to noon with former Packers fullback John Kuhn this morning at 10 here on the Wisconsin Sports Radio Network. Inside Wisconsin Sports, Trevor and Josh live from the Wisconsin Sports Radio Network studios, powered by the Potawatomi Sportsbook. So Josh has a really cool idea here. We all talk about our favorite moments of 2025 in sports, but Josh says, hey, wait a minute. If we could relive a moment, obviously we weren't playing in the game, but if there's a moment where we would go, man, if we could do that again, we would do it in a heartbeat. We'd do it today. So Nicolay Law Fan Talk and Text Line, State of Wisconsin, statewide on the Wisconsin Sports Radio Network, 414-677-1250, 414-677-1250. What is a moment that you want to relive from 2025 in regard to Wisconsin sports? Real quick, Josh, before we get to ours. If you don't get it in the next 10-ish minutes, tag us on Twitter, would you please? We really want to hear these stories. At Trevor Thomas IW, at On Air Josh, at Inside Wis Sports, at WI Sports Radio. Tag all of us and let us know what the moment is from 2025 that you would go, doing that again, 100% chance.
Yeah. And I appreciate the credit, but I have to give the credit to Micah Parsons on this. Micah Parsons tweeted a few days ago that clip of him getting his first sack as a Green Bay Packer. And I think he actually tweeted it like right before he was about to go into surgery.
Yeah.
And he said, I wish I could relive this moment because it was the crowd just erupted. It was amazing. And that got me thinking, man, he's so right about that. What moment would we want to relive, as you just said? And funny enough, we have the same moment.
I was just going to say that. We did not talk about this beforehand. We just said we're going to talk about this in this segment. You grab yours, I'll grab mine, and we'll share what our moment is that we would like to relive in regard to sports here in Wisconsin in 2025. Here's the moment.
Yeah, the moment happened to be going to game 1 of that NLDS against the Cubs. And to set it up for you, Trevor and I had never met in person. Before we did the show, we hadn't even met, shook hands. The first time we met was for game 1 of the NLDS, Brewers Cubs. He pulls in with his Jeep into my driveway. We're playing Tetris, trying to fit everything.
Yeah, my buddy Jason was
with Jason in the Jeep to go set up the tailgate.
We had to go pick up Andy in Brookfield.
Yep, we go pick up Andy in Brookfield. None of us have met before this moment. We're setting up a tailgate. All the moments that came from that, Josie, all the other listeners that came and showed up and hung out with us. We broke the big folding chair in the parking lot. Remember that?
I was at a store the other day shopping for Christmas, and I saw a giant chair, and I thought of that.
Yeah. I mean, just the things that came out of it. And then we go into the game, and I remember thinking to myself, like, okay, this is literally the first time this guy's met me. What a terrible first impression this guy's about to get. Because I knew who I was as a sports fan watching this moment. Trevor didn't. And so he literally sees me rocking back and forth during the start of the game, where, if you remember, right, the Brewers gave up that home run to start in the first inning. And I'm like, oh, God. And then the hit parade started. And I'm rocking back and forth. And there was one at bat. Under my breath, I feel like it was louder than that, but I kept saying, just good at bats. And there was one at bat for Blake Perkins after the Brewers had already put up 3 runs. And it was, he had like a 10 pitch at bat. It was such a good at bat, and it ended like this.
Again, the runners go. And Perkins wins the battle. Vaughn around third. He will score. 4-1 Milwaukee.
And that was the moment where I literally got up and I hugged you.
You were crying.
I was crying. I was so happy in that moment. Not only just for me, the stadium erupts. Blake Perkins, who we just found out days before that, or during the middle of the season, he had lost his mom, and then he has that clutch at bat in the first game of what we decided and had talked about weeks ahead of time was going to be the biggest series in our lifetime because it was against the Cubs with the most on the line, starting the series at home. And that was the one that ended up having Counsell have to come out and pull his pitcher in the first inning. The place just lost it. It was such an incredible moment. I wish I could relive that 100 times.
It was unbelievable. It was literally unbelievable to the point where we're like, is this really happening?
Yeah.
How? And we knew they didn't go into the offseason, postseason with a heater on them, right? They weren't, bats weren't alive. And then all of a sudden in the bottom of the first, now the bats come alive? Well, okay.
Right.
That was, it's funny. You talk about that's the first time we met. I knew that you had some superstitions about you.
Yep.
Just from understanding
you
your
were
previous
forewarned.
life.
Yep.
Yeah, I was. And I'm literally walking in and I'm videotaping. I have those videos still of you going, ah.
Yeah.
I'm like, what the hell?
Hey,
I'm here for it. I'm going to keep
on?
recording. And then we get into the stadium and the top of the first happens and they hit that home run, right? It was the leadoff home run. And Josh is beside himself. And then the bottom of the first happens. And then the rocking happens. And then the black hat goes back on with the fur and all the things.
Yep.
And then I get a hug from a guy I met about 3 hours before this.
Yep.
Sweaty, black, like hat, just all. And I'm literally thinking to myself, what the hell did I get myself into here?
Yeah.
It was outstanding. And I would relive that moment again and again. This year, by far, that's the best moment in regards to where I was in attendance. And that's part of the deal, right? We want to know where you were, what was your vision of whatever it was, and why would you go back to relive that? I could not believe what just happened. And yet, was it 6-1, I think, after the first? If memory serves me right?
Yes. Yes.
I was all in. And yet there was a little bit in the back of my head going, so help me God if we blow this.
Yeah. Which is why then the 3 runs in the bottom of the second made it to where then the innings 4 through 9 were a party. They had shut it down. Really quick, before we go to break, and I know we got to get out here, I have one more that I want to share on. They didn't win the game. We were live at Natty Oaks, and Jake Bowers hit a home run.
For postseason baseball, Andrew Kittredge out of the bullpen. At first pitch, it's Jake Bowers lifting this ball to left field. Hap goes back. That ball is gone! Jake Bowers with an opposite field shot.
Credit to TNT and the NLDS. That was Jake Bowers, Tommy Wartz, our boy Tommy Wartz, the biggest Jake Bowers fan. He was talking all this hype about Jake Bowers. That moment happens. I see him weaving through a crowded bar like an NFL running back getting through the line with this face and these piercing eyes coming at me like a bull to say, I told you so. And it was, I literally, every time I see Tommy, I still picture that incredible moment.
Trevor, is that why you threw away that Brewers pullover because sweaty Josh hugged you? No, that was a different game.
Oh.
That was me sweaty.
Yeah, then maybe I would have. I would have.
Did you get your quarter zip, by the way?
No.
What the hell?
No, I didn't get one.
That's a problem.
Well, I wasn't gonna say anything. I was like, well,
you should have.
Maybe
now I got to chase down that receipt somehow and be like, what the heck happened? Check one of your neighbors. I had to Google map your address. I hope it was right.
Oh, they might have been like, hey, it's a nice
Merry
quarter
Christmas
zip.
to me. Who's Trevor?
Yeah, I'm keeping this.
When we come back, Doug Gottlieb joins us here on Inside Wisconsin Sports. I am an eternal optimist. So please, God, don't tell me that you're an eternal pessimist.
I like to say I'm a realist.
Oh, it's great. We're going to get along great. This is going to be great.
This is Inside Wisconsin Sports with Trevor and Josh.
Crowd is here about
I'm like, look, it's on. Are we gonna have like hate week? Should we do like hate week when we play Milwaukee?
Yes, absolutely.
I mean, listen, Milwaukee is our arch rival. It's also a place that my dad coached, and there's a little trash talk in the papers between the coaches. And then the 5th of January, I expect that building to be full. Right? It's Milwaukee. There were some tweets from other staff members last year that we remember, and we've been building this team because we know they're a tough group, and we're trying to build a tough group as well.
Boy, I don't know what hate week is, Josh, but this rivalry between Green Bay and Milwaukee is something.
Apparently.
Do you know anything about that from your history in Milwaukee?
Nope.
I'm curious.
Sure don't.
I tried to do a little research last night on how far this goes back and even thought about calling Dick Bennett. Maybe we'll talk to him on Monday if I can track him down. He's got a history at GB, and I wonder if he knows all things Milwaukee. We'll ask Doug Gottlieb, by the way. He's going to join us in just a few. I texted him, hey, bud, back in 2 minutes. Hey, we're back. He goes, 1 second. I was like, all right, well, that means they're getting on the bus. I think he's going to be from the bus.
From the bus,
again.
Which wouldn't be the first time. We could have a whole segment without Doug Gottlieb, just talking about the moments on this show with Doug Gottlieb.
Seriously, the feedback. What's the show? Inside Wisconsin Sports on your radio. Trevor Thomas, Josh Albrecht.
Hi.
Sorry about that. Live from the Wisconsin Sports Radio Network studios, powered by the Potawatomi Sportsbook. By now, I'd like to think you know who we are. If you're joining us for the first time, hi, I'm Trevor. He's Josh. This show is dedicated 100% to the people, the stories, and the patriotism in sports here in Wisconsin. If it doesn't connect back to Wisconsin sports, we don't care.
That's right.
Any
That's
questions?
how it works. Not difficult.
DJ is going to jump on here in a moment, but the feedback that we've gotten, Josh, from this segment with Doug Gottlieb was not something I saw coming.
No. I mean, I knew it was going to be good, but I don't need egos to get even bigger. No, I'm just kidding. But it's been amazing. The feedback's been amazing. We've had so much fun. The stories we've shared, the bets that have been made with clipboards and stools magically being blown away, and it's been a blast already so far. So let's make some more memories, shall we?
We got him. Our guy, Doug Gottlieb, joins us now on the Wisconsin Sports Radio Network guest hotline, powered by Gruber Law. One call, that's all. You don't look like you're on the bus. You still in Chicago, buddy?
Yeah. So we're in Chicago. Beautiful hotel. And so here's the conundrum, guys. This is actually how it works. And I actually feel for Bart. Bart, Wisconsin's like, hey, you want to play the day after you play Fort Wayne? We'll get to that. So the league, in all of its infinite wisdom, decided, hey, let's have Green Bay play a one-off at Fort Wayne on the 1st of January, which, look, everybody else has played a league game post-Christmas except for us, which is great. It'd be rested, get to be loaded up, work on some things, put in some things, figure out some things, whatever. Fort Wayne from Green Bay on a charter is 45 minutes, piece of cake. Now, at GB, we have access at times to the state-owned charters. They shuttle us, School from the Blind, and some government dignitaries as well. But when they don't fly? New Year's Eve and New Year's Day. Right?
There you go.
So here was the choice. It's you can either fly from Green Bay, which you got to connect through Chicago or whatever to do anyway. I guess we probably maybe could have flown to Detroit, but I think that's still a 3-hour. That wouldn't make any sense. I'm not going to say anything bad about Fort Wayne. It's fine. It's cool. but it's just a really hard place to get to, as is Green Bay. Like, we both have airports, but there's no direct link. So we decided, my buddy RJ Mellon, he runs Let Us Entertain You. They got the best restaurants in Chicago. Take the fellas out last night to Il Porcini here in Chicago. Great Italian meal. It's kind of like our New Year's meal. And then we're gonna let them sleep. Have a meeting this morning. Practice. We're practicing at Loyola Chicago. We're trying to practice at the Bulls practice facility, but they have a game tonight, so they have other guys coming in and getting workouts. It's not going to work. So practice here, and then we'll bus. It'll be about 3 hours. Have dinner at Fort Wayne. My son and I ring in the new year, and then we'll go and play the Mastodons tomorrow. And like, again, people really want to know the real deal about it. So a charter flight. Not our state charter. Like, if I was to have a charter flight, it'd be about $40,000. $40,000. Yeah. Maybe I might be able to get it for 35. In my negotiating wisdom. It'd be cool. Groupon for a private flight. So it's like,
we got to leave somebody behind.
Yeah. Well, no, I mean, actually, I got to cut an assistant coach or maybe a trainer or something like that, right? So, I mean, this is how it works in college basketball now, right? It's like you're robbing Peter to pay Paul. So, and this trip will cost, I think it's going to cost us about $5,000 to $6,000. Doing it this way, with a bus for a couple of days, hotels, great meals, etc. So, and remember, that's $40,000 for the flight, plus, probably $4,000 in addition, all in, because you got to get a bus when you're there. You got to do all these other things, right? So it's a difference of about $35,000. And you have to make the decision. Do you think that costs your team a couple of points, a chance at winning, or do you think, hey, this is the level of basketball we're at. Let's go compete. We're giving you guys plenty of rest. So I don't know. We'll see. But that's the real life decisions you make at the mid-major level, as when do we want to spend? When do we want to save? Because every dollar does in fact count. It just does.
Sorry about the phone call in the middle of dinner last night. I kind of forgot. You sent me the voicemail quick.
And well, no, we got a no phone policy when at team dinners. So that's Perfect. It. I mean, I can't tell all the guys like, hey, dude, let's put our phones down, have conversations with each other, and then all of a sudden, coach is on your phone. They're like,
hey, Trev. Hey, I've got good news before we jump into the topics of conversation today, including UW Milwaukee. And we have a mashup that we're going to replay for you since you weren't on that kind of summarizes all things Milwaukee. But first, curious to know, could you set a couple guys up with some tickets next week, Friday? Because my guy, Josh, is coming to Green Bay to meet you and attend a GB Phoenix game.
I'm coming up.
Oh, when we play Indy, right?
Yeah.
Of course. Why not? Yeah, tickets, no problem. Like, you can help coach. I'm not doing that good a job. You help coach.
Get out of here.
Diagram some stuff up. Pick a fence. No problem.
One thing that Josh said though is I would like to.
There's a hook.
Well,
why wouldn't you meet me? Like, what is there layers to meeting me, Trevor?
Well, no, I just said.
I'm going to tell you the weird. I'm going to tell you the weirdest thing. I'm going to tell you the weirdest thing is, and everybody gets it, but you have, like, when you get to a road game, there's like an assigned police officer or somebody who's like your security detail, and they're usually really nice guys. Really nice guys. Actually, they're always really nice guys. But you're sitting there going like, am I in that grave of danger? Is there something I need to know here? So, Josh, of course, man, there's no layers. Like, why don't we do a pop-up show post-game? I got time in my hands now.
I was just going to say,
so that was
something.
Yeah, that's what I was like, yeah, if we could, like, go grab a bite to eat to something, like, I was like, I don't know.
Whoa. Hold on. A bite to eat?
Here we go.
We're being a little presumptuous now. Like, we just met on the radio.
Is it too much to ask that you buy me dinner? No, I'm kidding. But I asked Trevor about it. Trevor goes, well, it depends on how they play.
Yes.
Because after if it's bad, I might want to grab a drink with Doug after the game, and it's hi. and he's out, and it's all right. Not tonight, Doug. Sounds good.
No, I won't. I won't leave the office. I'll be watching it over and over again with staff. But what did we just do?
Yeah.
All right, Josh. As we jump in here to this, obviously there's a game between now and UW Milwaukee, but the conversation leading into this weekend is UW Milwaukee in Green Bay on Monday night. Doug, take a listen to this, and then let's just jump into your thoughts.
But look, it's on. Are we gonna have hate week? Should we do hate week when we play Milwaukee?
Yes, absolutely.
I mean, listen, Milwaukee is our arch rival. It's also a place that my dad coached, and there's a little trash talk in the papers between the coaches. And then the 5th of January, I expect that building to be full, right? It's Milwaukee. There were some tweets from one of their staff members last year that we remember. And we've been building this team because we know they're a tough group, and we're trying to build a tough group as well.
That song in the background right there is called Rising from the Ashes.
Ooh.
Cannot make it up.
Ooh.
So for those that don't know, DG,
fill us in on the beef, on the Heat. What's the beef here beyond just it's two teams in the same state in the same conference?
They had an assistant coach who, when we lost to Michigan Tech, tweeted out that his JUCO team would dog walk us. Would dog walk us, and I like Bart. I think their team. Teams here were really good coaches. When you sit there and you go I think he's really good. Why does he play the way he plays? And then you realize he plays to the personnel that he recruits. It's really, really smart, right? Why has Wisconsin been so successful when they ran Bo Ryan's the swing offense into now where they're playing a little bit more of a modern offense, right? Because in Wisconsin, right, you're going to get big old white kids that can shoot the basketball and they're tough, and guards that can score in the post, and they recruit to that. Milwaukee, they go out and get athletic, tough dudes, and they play really, really aggressive. They play very fast, and they'll make some shots, but the game doesn't start for them until they shoot the ball, and then they try and go offensive rebound. And they just beat you up on the boards. And so, listen, I respect that style. It plays to their personnel, and they are a tough group. But it's I don't kick other people when they're down. And one of their assistants chose to. So all of our guys saw it. That was after the first game, and we got our asses kicked last year. It was bad. That big kid just dominated us. We actually went into halftime, and we were talking as assistant coaches, with my assistant coaches, and said how what's that kid's name? He's at UCF now, right? He's at Central Florida. Trevor. He had 19 and 14 against us. Yeah, what is that big? Why am I blanking on his name?
No idea.
Anyway, he dominated us. Anyway, the point is. But we remember it, and I know I guess there was some beef with Sonny with some camera when they played in the Horizon playoff.
That's exactly what I was going to bring up. And then there was a little tussle on the court before the game because Milwaukee was using our hoop for pregame warmups and because of the shot clock thing.
Yeah, listen. They think they're the toughest dudes there is. They think that's their whole thing. Their whole bravado is we're just going to be tougher than you, and listen, we've been pouring into our guys, and we had a letdown against Campbell. Wright State punked us some. We've obviously massively improved our defensive rebounding, and it'll be challenged because that's how they play. They only play one way, right? And that's how they're going to play. And the challenge to our guys and to our staff is: have we recruited tough enough players, and will we play to a level of our toughness? If we won't, we'll get beat. If we do, we'll win. It's really, really that simple. It's not really we need to make some shots. We spread you out a little bit more and how we play, especially because of our personnel, and that's by choice, right? You got to own who you are with players. But that's what it's about, really. And if one of my assistants ever tweets that out, they won't be here the next day. It's really that simple. But we remember it. And again, in some ways it was fair. Do I think a junior college team would have beaten us? No. Right. But the point is, I would never. I'm not going to ever kick a conference brethren when they're down ever. It's not how I roll. So that was actually, Trevor, why I was so bothered by the the mashup or whatever they did to hack my post game after Cleveland State or something, with the nobody you thing. It was the actual opposite of what I said, which is I said our schedule is way too hard because I didn't want to play, a couple of games we played this year. Like, I don't want to play games where I want to go see that one. It's gonna be 40 or 50 pieces. But what you again learn over time is you need those. You need those. Everybody in our league plays 2 non-D1s, and everybody has the same kind of philosophy. Like, stop playing Northern Michigan and Michigan Tech. They're really, really good. And if things go wrong, they can beat you. And that's what happened. Like, everything went wrong. So play a team that you like, that's competitive, but that it would take, their greatest game ever and your worst game ever to get you, and then, figure out some things within your rotation. Anyway, point is, we remember, this is where we have to have signs of growth. Like, we're not going to go from 4 wins last year to 25 wins this year if we kept 6 guys. Like, it's especially at this level with our schedule, it's not likely and really not possible. What we can show is continued signs of growth. That's what people in Green Bay want. They want a team that competes. They want a team that competes for each other, for their coach, for their school, but you also want to see growth. And we've shown growth, obviously, with Santa Barbara win, with the wins down the Virgin Islands, all this other competitive stuff. But now you get a chance to measure it up against Milwaukee. And like I said, that style has given us fits, and we got to show that we're men. But we can't even get to that. Let's get to, we got to get to Fort Wayne first. And again, that's the thing with this league. Like, Fort Wayne is the one team that is not really physical. They have great guards, like really, really high level guards. And Milwaukee did a really good job, had a great plan, took them out of what they want to do, and they missed a bunch of shots. And then Milwaukee just beat the crap out of them on the boards, and the game was over at halftime. So anyway, that's Monday. We still got to get through this one before we get to Monday.
All right, so big rivalry game Monday night, 6 o'clock, the Cress Event Center, UW Milwaukee, UW Green Bay. There's another big rivalry in the state of Wisconsin, and it's between the Wisconsin Badgers and the Marquette Golden Eagles, neither of which fall on your schedule, DG. Why not?
Mm-hmm. We wanted to play them both, and we were sort of off. We were definitely offered to play Marquette. The Campbell thing screwed us because John Andrzejczyk, who's their coach, we couldn't get a hold of him. We had to play him. If we didn't play him, it was a $125,000 fine. So obviously we're going to play them. So they moved the date on us. Marquette offered us, I think, December 1st, and we were supposed to play them December 2nd, and then we had our first league game December 4th, right? So it would have been kind of jamming it in there, but we wanted to play the Golden Eagles. But at the time we couldn't make it work, and then they moved on. Wisconsin, again, I wanted to get them up to the Resch and play because they had played previously. I said, tell me what it takes, coach, to get you up to play the Resch. And the financial asks were too much for us. So I said, all right, well, just here's the price. Like, tell us, we'll come down and play you, Matt. Give us a couple dates. And the dates just didn't work. But my argument to Coach Gard is, like, if you're going to play a guarantee game, why send that state money to schools outside of the state?
Good point.
Yep.
Right.
Keep it in house. For sure.
Totally. Look, it's hard for us because I feel like with more obviously Wisconsin, because they portal. It's like, do you want to take your guys down there because they're going to go, oh my God, this is where half our guys, it's their dream school where they'd always want to play. I mean, we're kidding ourselves, right? And if they play well and they're good enough players, is Wisconsin going to? But on the other hand, like, in all honesty, that's how it sort of should work, right? Where, and we've offered this up. Hey, we'll take your young guys that aren't playing enough. If we feel like they're going to legit play, like, that's the next step. That's the next evolution in college basketball, which is loaning out players, younger players, to develop with other programs and then handing them off to the bigger school when they're done. I'm telling you, that's the next thing. It won't be trading players. It'll be because that's what happened. This is all more of the European model, where you sign said player, and I think if everybody does just like 30 seconds of mental research, you can think of a player or two on Wisconsin's team. Like, hey, if he was at Green Bay, he'd be playing a lot, getting minutes. And again, now part of it is we have to, as a staff, coach in a way in which you earn the respect of that high major school. But I mean, that's essentially what happened with Oklahoma State, right? He was Anthony Roy was right down the street from Oklahoma State. I don't know why they didn't recruit him when Coach Lutz got the job. We did. I mean, he's got a long and winding history, but we played him. And after the game, like Lutz came up to me and he's like, I think he's going to have another year. What's he like to coach or whatever? Like that's kind of what you got to do at our level. Like I can't, he's making 20 times what he made at Green Bay. Like I can't compete with that. There's no way. And I can't tell Anthony, hey, dude, I love you. You're the first one in your family to go to college. You graduate from Green Bay, but stay in Green Bay and make 10, 15 times less than you can make at Oklahoma State, my alma mater. And I, told all those kids how much I love playing there. So the point is, I think that's the next step. I actually think it would be really smart for Coach Card to play Milwaukee every year. And, oh, yeah, by the way, at some point in time, place a kid with us and, try it with one and see how it works. It's what's done in Europe. In Europe, you play in a junior program and then you sign a contract with the big club. And usually those guys aren't ready to play on the big, if it's like Partizan or Maccabi Tel Aviv, the big club in the country, they have under contract all the best youth players. And then when they get ready to play at the first division level, they loan them out. And so if, for example, they're under contract for 50 grand, then the club will pay that club 50 or 40 or whatever as a loan out fee. And then at the end of the year, you retain their rights and you can do it again, or you can bring them up to the big club. That's all within your purview if they're under a multi-year contract.
Very interesting. Doug, we always usually it's at the beginning, but before the end of our segment with you on Wednesdays, we like to ask you a would you rather question. So on the way out the door, my would you rather question for you, if you had the opportunity, because I know you're always on the road and obviously, you talked about last week and this week about the beautiful stay you have and plans you have for New Year's Eve this year. If you were at home, would you rather go to bed at a reasonable hour or wait up to see the ball drop and ring in the new year?
I like to wait up, see the ball drop. I do. My son's with me on this trip. This is a really funny story. So, I don't know if it was a COVID year or before COVID. I think it was a couple years before COVID. But he was, God, how old must he have been? He probably was like 8. No, he's 16 now. He was like 8, and he wanted to stay up to watch the ball drop. And we're like, all right, dude, but listen, like you're 7 or 8 years old or whatever. Like, let's just see the East Coast one, or maybe it was like let's just see one, and then you shut it down at 10 o'clock. And he was great. Like, and we pretended like it was New Year's. We did all those things, but then like we're watching, and none of the channels had the ball drop from New York City. And he's like devastated. He's like, because we had like, the fake champagne and all that other stuff. Yeah. And we had streamers and balloons and everything. He's like, man, why is it not New Year's? Why are they not showing? Like, dude, relax, okay? We'll figure it out for the next hour. We literally watched like 3. He ended up staying up till like 12:45. It was a complete wreck for like the next couple. He had like a football or basketball game the next day or something, whatever. These are West Coast problems now. That even though you can go outside in flip flops on New Year's Eve, maybe we used to heat up our pool every year on Christmas and hop in as a giant FU to living in Connecticut where we lived previously. But like trying to nail it with the timing, because they won't show the ball drop in other, they'll show like highlights of it on CNN, but they won't actually show the ball drop at 9, at 10, 11. And then you have to stay up till 12. So for me, I don't know, like it just depends on my mood. Tonight I'll probably stay up. I'm with him. We'll probably stay up. we like to go in late night lift in hotel weight rooms. That's kind of like one of our little things that we'll do. We'll go in the late night in the hotel pool, and then come in and maybe watch a movie or play some cards and watch the ball drop. So it is amateur hour, but I think part of the reason that most of us call it amateur hour is because we don't have anything really cool planned.
Yeah.
Right. Like we're like, oh, it's amateur hour. Like, yeah, that's because nobody asked you to come to their party that you actually think are cool. So
You didn't make the list.
Yeah.
All right. As we let you go, we're way over time. We don't care. We love you. We're so grateful for your time and for you joining us every week here on Inside Wisconsin Sports. DG, it's our day, buddy. Every Wednesday is New Year's Eve.
Wow. Where worlds collide. This is like This is like that Seinfeld episode where Kramer was at first and first. He's at the nexus of the universe. Like that's where we are. We're at the nexus.
Every day is Wednesday, and every Wednesday is New Year's Eve.
It's true.
So happy Wednesday.
Happy Wednesday too. So again, what are you guys doing? What's the plans? By the way, Trevor is, and I don't know how I feel about this. So Josh, I'm sure you got one as well. So Trevor, thank you for your holiday card.
You're welcome.
And the War and Peace that came with it.
War and Peace. Oh yeah, the little write up. Yeah.
Yeah, like he does the basically like, here's our life in, I don't know, 1,000 words or so. I was like, man, this is a project. But I knew the story, but had to read it. But again, I'm reading about appendicitis, and like, I just want to see a beautiful family, right? It was a lot.
Well, you think I care about everything?
So Josh, again, I ask you, this is the would you rather. Would you rather get a card with a note that you have to read, right? Because you can't go like, hey, I got your Christmas card, thanks. And then like, but I didn't read the note, right? So would you rather get a Christmas card that is kind of feelingless, emotionless? It's like an Instagram on steroids. Here's my family. We're better looking than you.
Right.
Or would you rather get Trevor's card that has a complete rundown on the basal body temperature of all of his children?
Yeah.
What they like to eat for breakfast.
No, it's
and how his show is going.
It's 2025. Social media exists. I already know half of it anyway.
Mm-hmm.
Don't give me work to do out of obligation. That's okay. Just show me the beautiful family and let me put it with the rest of them.
Trev, I'm a little conflicted because I don't want to ever disrupt your style, but I do have this is an honest question. What percentage of people who you sent those cards to follow you on Facebook?
All of them. Okay.
Yep.
So hear me out on this.
Okay, wait, hold on. So for people who don't know and don't follow Trevor on Facebook, they would know that Trevor is the long Facebook poster. There's never just the, hey, I went to get a sandwich, which I would actually respect, right? You're not taking pictures of your sandwich every time you bite in, right? But it is like there are paragraphs, there are lots of commas. It's a long read. So it's a little bit of Department of Redundancy department. Just a little bit. Hey, did you hear about the appendicitis? You didn't hear. I know you follow me on Facebook. Let me tell you that story again, which is okay because look, I got a birthday coming up. I'm getting old, and I don't want to start repeating myself. But you are kind of repeating yourself. That's kind of what you're doing.
We get a couple of those cards with the write-ups every year, and I really enjoyed them. So I said to Amanda, hey, why don't we send a little recap?
Yeah.
Probably the last year we're doing that.
Yeah, I was going to say, you changed that.
Did she write any of the recap?
She wrote all of it. I just grammatically corrected it.
Oh, you did what? You grammatically corrected your wife?
He was a proofreader.
He sends it to me. Hold on. She writes it. She puts down the notes that she wants to make sure are in there. She
How
sends
are you
it to
still
me.
married?
Oh my God.
How are you still married? Babe, looks great. Babe, looks great.
Babe,
it's amazing. It's great.
Yeah. What do you think? Were you afraid that the 7 people that actually took the time to read the whole thing were going to text you and go, you used a comma here when it should have been a semicolon. I'm not accepting your card.
That That is a run-on sentence, Amanda. That's what that is. That is a run-on sentence.
Yeah, what is
The
you talking
subject
about
was
amateur
predicate.
hour? This
But
is
the
amateur
subject-
hour.
You gotta go to break. You suck. Love you. Happy Wednesday.
Oh,
you too.
happy Wednesday. Happy New Year, Doug.
Happy New Year's, buddy. We'll see you.
Bye-bye.
Oh.
You go to break. I don't.
As he said that, I could feel, I don't know if the rest of you listeners could feel, I could feel Trevor being like, last year we're doing the note. I swear it's the last year we're doing the note. There's no way we're doing the damn note next year. There's no way.
I'm totally long-winded on Facebook. I get that feedback all the time. I use it as a journal.
That was
if we have
amazing.
major things in our life, I write a recap. That's it.
I might have to throw out all my would you rathers and write new ones because this gave so much material. That was beautiful.
Well, we're gonna try to get that in next, I guess.
Happy New Year!
Oh man, Happy New Year's. Inside Wisconsin Sports, Trevor and Josh on the network. What's up, Wisconsin? Welcome back inside Wisconsin Sports with Trevor and Josh, live from the Wisconsin Sports Radio Network studios, powered by the Potawatomi Sportsbook. Our thanks.
Oh, huge thanks for me
to Doug Gottlieb.
That was incredible.
I'm going to send him next year. I'm going to print off every Facebook post I made from the entire year.
Yeah.
And I'm going to bind it together, and I'm going to send it to only him and go, hey, just in case you missed something, I just want to make sure you're up to speed.
make sure you know exactly what happened this year.
And now I'm fighting with my wife, who just texted me and goes, oh, I wrote it, did I?
Yes. Yes.
I hate you all.
Oh, this is great.
Happy freaking New Year.
Oh, it's a gift. It's a gift from all of us and for all of us.
I said you did. Here's my inside life. You did write it. The thoughts were the same. I didn't change anything you wanted to mention other than word count and moving it around a little bit. And she said, what I sent you and what we put out were vastly different. Okay.
Oh, I love it. Thank you, Doug.
Yeah.
Thank you, Doug.
All right. It's Would You Rather Wednesday. We want to squeak in a few here, and then we got to get back to break and close out the show.
Yeah.
Doug Gottlieb is amazingly, beautifully long-winded, and we absolutely love having him on the show every Wednesday.
Oh,
all right.
I got two.
Go.
All right. New Year's Eve, at home or out?
Out. And can't do both.
Nope.
Tonight we're going out. Last year we went out. We've gone out more than we've stayed home, and we really enjoy staying home. But this year we're going out. Lost Key Tap in Wrightstown.
Okay, we're stay home people. Yeah. I prefer it that way.
Little ones.
And I'm emotionally, I'm too old. I'm good just having fun with a smaller group at the house. We still host, but let's do it at home.
New Year's Eve, Josh.
Yep.
If you're at home.
Yep.
But you make a nice meal. Surf or turf?
Well, turf.
Not a surf guy?
I don't mind being a surf guy, but I don't know. I prefer a steak, and especially to ring in the new year. Absolutely.
Love it.
All right. Would you rather, can only pick one. The ball just drops, New Year's clink of the champagne, or a New Year's smooch?
Oh, New Year's smooch.
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah. Yeah. Let me tell you something. This, for me, is a big one in the house. You know I'm a superstitious guy. I put all of the luck for the following year on if that smooch happens. There are plenty of years where Julie has been like tired, sick, whatever, where she's like, can I just go to bed? And I go, if you want to have a terrible year next year. And she'd be like, are you kidding me? I'm like, if we don't kiss to ring in the new year, next year is going to suck the whole year. Do you want that on you? And she's like, you are absolutely ridiculous. Fine. And she waits up just for that moment. Kiss goes immediately to bed. That's it.
All right, last one. Resolution. Dry January or low-carb keto January? Because I've done both.
I got to do one. January for me is always a tough time to stop drinking. It's not a good month. So I guess I'd go low carb.
Yeah, I'm not interested in either, but I'm going to go low carb this year.
Yeah. Are you? Are you going to do it?
Yeah, I got to do it. I'm a big boy.
Well, yeah. Yes. I hear you on that. All right.
I love it. When we come back, we'll share some of your Would You Rathers as well as any other New Year's resolutions that you would like to share.
Yeah. Or if you want to let us know what you're doing. What's your plan for New Year's? We want to know. What's up, Wisconsin?
A quick message to the 414 who just asked us a question. If we're playing a certain game, we'd like you to know that the other guy on the mic created that game. That's where this music comes from.
Yeah.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
Inside Wisconsin Sports with Trevor and Josh.
You figure it out.
Trevor and Josh want to know.
What's up?
What's up, Wisconsin?
What's up?
What's your plan for the day?
What's up?
What are you doing tonight?
What's up?
Let us know what's up on Inside Wisconsin Sports with Trevor and Josh.
Fan talk and text line 414-677-1250. What's up? What are you all doing for New Year's? Let's leave sports out of this last segment. Boys, back to sports. No. New Year's Eve.
Make us.
All right. So take us through your night, Josh. I know you're staying home, but do you and Jordy and Jack and Julie and Josh just literally right now, today days old, all J's.
Really?
Yeah, right now. Yep. That's just how my brain works. That's awesome.
Yep.
So what do you guys actually do tonight?
So we usually we hang out. We have a few of my friends over that honestly they come over all the time anyway, and we just chill. We hang out. They don't drink besides like 2 times a year. And so it's really fun to just,
that's awesome.
It takes like, they smell a beer and it's like, woo, they're having fun. And so we do that. We'll play some games. We'll watch some videos. We'll go through photos. We'll just talk, hang out. We'll eat, we'll drink. We're going to get some Ian's Pizza. Not sure if you're familiar, but we went to the Admirals game.
I'm a legit pizza guy.
And they had Ian's there, and one of the things they're known for is their mac and cheese pizza. And Jordy discovered it for the first time and fell in love. And so we're going to get some mac and cheese pizza for him, and just hang out and have a good time. And my goal will be to have at least one child down before 8:30 p.m. and then make sure that the wife is up at midnight.
And apparently Jordy's just hanging.
It's very funny. Jordy said, I want to, just like Doug was talking about with his kid when he was 7 or 8, Jordy, 9 years old, was like, I want to stay up till midnight tonight. He's done it before. And he goes, and we go, all right, yeah, that's fine. And he goes, I know I've stayed up till like 10. And we're like, yeah, like all the time. Like we're not worried about him making it till midnight at all. He'll just be hanging out with us and having a good time.
That's awesome. For years, we would trick our kids and play the Madagascar New Year's.
Oh, nice.
And then they'd, yay! And then, all right, go to bed.
Yeah.
And then it was adult time after that.
Yeah.
So we've been doing New Year's with the same crew, legitimately probably 17 out of the last 20 years.
It's a long run.
Families that we do life together with. I mean, their kids are our nieces and nephews. One of them's our godson. Like, it's the same people, and we hope to do this forever and ever. Amen. So we sometimes stay home, and then we sometimes go out. And as you would expect, the amount of party in our life has changed. Whereas we used to just let it rip until whatever time in the wee hours in the morning we could. And then now it's like, okay, let's just go home and eat snacks and talk stupid, and let's have a big meal. And that's what we're doing tonight. So one of our favorite restaurants is Lost Key Tap. I mentioned this earlier. It's in Wrightstown. My guy Danny does an incredible job there of just making sure that literally every day feels like New Year's when you go there, but tonight definitely will. There will be all the things that you would expect. We won't be there at midnight, but we'll do our best to hang with him for a while. Then we'll come back to the house and go from there. I mentioned legit pizza. I think other than Halloween, which is the number 1 pizza day of the year, tonight's number 2, I think. And so we go to the store, buy a whole bunch of legit pizza. We set it down. All right, kids, hey, we're off to go get steak and lobster. But hey, boy, do we have you set up for success. Here are all the snacks. Here's all the legit pizza. Have a blast. And that's the plan. And then tomorrow, I'm actually here at work doing some fun projects that hopefully we'll get to show you on the YouTube channel and at WI Sports Radio here sometime soon. I'm working really hard to make the WNFL studio here in Green Bay look like what you have going on there at the Fan in Milwaukee.
Yeah, I can't wait to see it. It's gonna be awesome. I know you've been putting in a lot of work. And then we're right back live and local on Friday. So I'll be here. Tommy will be filling in for Trevor, and then I'm taking a little break to start the new year. So it's going to be a lot of back and forth, but appreciate everyone that ended up finishing the year 2025 with us, and will stick with us in 2026.
So, Josh, how do we recap what were the first 3 to 4 months of this show? Because I know it's a dream come true for you. I certainly want everybody to know it's a dream come true for me. And we remind ourselves of that every morning when our alarm goes off at 4 a.m. Remember, you worked for this.
Yeah.
This is what you wanted.
Right. It was an emotional roller coaster is what it was. I mean, and it's one to where until you're off the ride for a minute and you get to take a step back, you don't appreciate how much fun you had on the ride. And so it's been a lot already so far. I mean, we came in on the tail end of the Brewers season and just the memories made there through everything that's happened with the Packers and the Bucks with Giannis already. It's been a crazy 4 months and I can't wait to see what the future holds.
Josh and I talked about this before we came on the air today, in that this is something that Josh wanted to do since he was 12.
Mm-hmm.
And this is something that I wanted to do since I was easily 12, maybe 10. And at the end of the day, here we are, literally living out our dream, and it's because of all of you. We've gotten the feedback. We've seen the stupid radio numbers behind the scenes. We know you are listening and enjoying what we're putting out. We love that you tell us that. And again, our motto is if you love what we're doing, tell us. If you don't tell us.
Yeah.
It's just that easy.
But keep listening.
Yeah,
But either way, keep listening.
That's my favorite part. People that tell us that they don't like what we're doing, tell us all the time, which means they're still listening.
Yeah.
Every single day, no matter what we're doing.
And my final message here, everyone have a great New Year's Eve. Be smart. Have fun, make memories, but stay healthy because we want to celebrate with you more next year as well.
Yep, this is a night of pure stupidity for some people, and the caution tape should be out. Let's just make good decisions, Wisconsin. We all know what we're talking about. Don't drink and drive. It's that simple.
Yep.
Be responsible with alcohol tonight. You have options. You have sober rides. You have Ubers to choose. We want you guys to have an absolute blast. Just don't be morons.
That's right.
It's that simple. Be safe tonight. Drive sober and get home safe. All right, Josh. Happy New Year, buddy.
Happy New Year to you.
Inside Wisconsin Sports with Trevor and Josh from the Wisconsin Sports Radio Network.
Because we're not done yet.